Imagine this. It's the early hours of 19 July 2003. A 33-year-old mother of two has just had a blazing row with her boyfriend. She's walking 5 miles home through the semi-rural streets of Little Hulton, Salford. No taxi in sight. Just her, the dark, and the long road ahead. She hears rustling in the bushes. A man's voice with a thick local accent snarls, "Come into the bushes. I have a gun pointed at your head." Heart pounding, she crosses the road. But soon footsteps, a man following, shirt open, getting closer, closer. Then he strikes, grabs her from behind, drags her down the steep embankment beside the M61 motorway. She fights like hell, claws his face from ear to jaw, screams, "I've got 2 bobbies, don't hurt me." He doesn't stop. He strangles her unconscious, bites her breast, rapes her twice, leaves her for dead. This was no random horror. It was the start of a predator's perfect escape, and one of Britain's most devastating miscarriages of justice. But here's the twist that will shock you. Police had the real attacker's DNA years earlier. So why did Paul Quinn walk free for over 23 years, while an innocent man named Andrew Malkinson lost 17 years of his life behind? Greater Manchester police needed a suspect fast. They zeroed in on Andrew Malkinson, 37 years old, from Grimsby, nowhere near local. No scratches on his face, no local knowledge, and crucially, no DNA linking him to the victim or the scene, ever. The case, eyewitness identifications. The victim picked him in a parade, 2 others backed it up. That was enough. In 2004, a jury convicted him by 10-2 majority. Life sentence, minimum 7 years, but he would serve 17. Malkinson's words still haunt. "They said we're arresting you for attempted murder and rape. I thought, oh my God, they can't think I've done that." While Malkinson began rotting in prison, protesting his innocence every single day, the real monster was living his life just miles away. Paul Quinn, local, right accent, history of sexual offending that started when he was just 12, a father of 6 with a violent past. But no one was looking at him. Yet, what if the system already had the proof to free Malkinson and catch Quinn just 3 years later? 2007, Operation Cube, a nationwide push to retest old crime samples with better DNA tech. On the victim's vest top, in the exact area consistent with saliva and right by the bite mark injury, scientists found it, an unknown male DNA profile. It did not match Andrew Malkinson. Prosecutors had once called this spot crime-specific. This wasn't a minor clue. This was a screaming red flag that the wrong man was locked up. Police ran it locally. No immediate hit. But they didn't push for aggressive national searches as technology improved. They didn't re-examine the entire case with fresh eyes. Malkinson's appeals were failing. The system dug in. Meanwhile, Quinn, he was still free, partying, living normally. His DNA wasn't even on the national database yet. But that was about to change. In 2012, police finally took Quinn's DNA sample because of his past sex offenses. It went straight onto the database. So why wasn't the unknown profile from 2003 compared to it? Why did the escape continue? Here, where the escape gets infuriating. 2012, Quinn's DNA profile enters the national database. The 2007 unknown male sample from the vest, still sitting there, exculpatory, searchable, screaming innocence for Malkinson. But no one ordered a fresh national comparison. Malkinson applied to the Criminal Cases Review Commission twice, in 2012 and 2020. They rejected both times. Later reviews showed they missed glaring evidence and failed to properly scrutinize police files. Worse, Greater Manchester police destroyed key exhibits, the victim's clothing and other evidence, in 2011, 2013, and critically in February 2016. This while Malkinson was still fighting his conviction and years before his release in 2020. Guidelines said keep it until he was no longer in custody. They didn't. Disclosure failures at the original trial, a witness with previous dishonesty, convictions the jury should have known about. All of this while Quinn lived freely. He even Googled Malkinson's case in 2019, searched wrongly convicted cases UK. Later, how long his DNA kept, and why he kept sweating. His ex-wife would later testify he came home that night of the attack missing his white striped shirt, the exact one the victim described, worn open and unbuttoned. She joked it better not turn up near the crime scene. Quinn's defense: he was a serial womanizer who copped off with girls hundreds of times, but no link to this victim. The jury didn't buy it. Question that hangs in the air: how many opportunities did the system have to stop this escape and ignore? 2022. The charity appeal working with scientists pushed harder, further testing, more evidence pointing away from Malkinson. Finally, the CCRC agreed to a full national database search. 1 in a billion match, the unknown male DNA on the vest, and links on medical samples from the victim belonged to Paul Quinn. Malkinson's conviction was quashed in 2023. He had been released on license in 2020, still innocent in the eyes of those who believed him. Quinn was arrested late 2022. In April 2026, after a 5 to 6 week trial, a jury found him guilty of 2 rapes, grievous bodily harm, and choking with intent. Justice 23 years late. Victim: a mother of 2, had to relive the nightmare in 2 trials decades apart. She privately doubted Malkinson shortly after his 2004 conviction, but was reassured. She said the verdict brought some closure, but 2 lives were shattered. Malkinson life wrecked, family torn, public safety risked because a dangerous man roamed free. He demands a fearless investigation, calling police liars in denial. Greater Manchester Police apologized profoundly. The IOPC is investigating officers. A judge-led public inquiry is examining police, prosecutors, and the CCRC. But the core failure: over-reliance on shaky eyewitness evidence, slow embrace of DNA science, reluctance to admit they got it wrong. Paul Quinn escaped for over 17 years after Malkinson's wrongful conviction, nearly 23 from the attack, because the dots were there, and no one connected them urgently enough. This isn't just one case. It's a warning. How many other predators are still free because the system chose convenience over truth? Andrew Malkinson's fight, backed by appeal, exposed the cracks. Reforms on identification procedures, mandatory DNA retesting, and stronger CCRC oversight are urgently needed. For the victim, courage that outlasted decades of delay. For Malkinson, 17 years stolen, but his voice now demands accountability. If you have information about Paul Quinn's past, contact Greater Manchester Police. True justice isn't just a conviction, it's preventing the next escape. Thanks for watching. Share this if you believe no one should lose their life to a lie.